The 2024 Champions League is set to return this upcoming week. Tuesday, September 17th, we'll see the first fixtures kick off, and we're going to predict the whole table. It's a new format, more teams, 36 teams this time. We're going to go through and predict it in 4 different phases. The bottom tier will end up getting just outright eliminated from all European competitions. The middle tier is split into 2 halves, which will go and play a whole knockout playoff round from 9th through 24th. And then 1st through 8th automatically qualify. So I'm here with my friend Edward, and we're going to go and look through the whole table and make our predictions. So getting underway, we're going to start with the bottom of the table at 36th. And we'll just kind of start with what I have written down, and I have Young Boys. We'll look at Young Boys real quick. They are honestly, in their domestic league, to my knowledge, really poor. Not really a good side, like generally in European competitions. And what do you think? There's a weaker side out there, or
I do. I think there's 2 weaker sides out there.
okay?
In my 36th, I have, to no disrespect, Slovan Bratislava.
Oh boy, another.
Simply just due to you can judge them off their league form, but again, the Slovakian league is not. I think the Swiss league is a lot harder.
Yeah.
And then I also have Sturm Graz. Just
Yeah.
I just think they are weaker than Young Boys. Young Boys could perform. They have performed in the Champions League prior, notably beating Manchester United quite just a few years ago. And again, I just think Sturm Graz maybe just don't have the quality that Young Boys maybe do have, or the pedigree.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I mean, for me, 36 to 34 is Young Boys, Slovan Bratislava, and Sturm Graz. So it's like very interchangeable, I think. I think this bottom 3, I mean, who are they facing opening week? Opening week, Sturm Graz faces Brest. We have, where are the other ones?
Young Boys are facing Aston Villa at home.
Oof. And I can't.
Slovan Bratislava.
Celtic away.
That's not easy.
Scotland's not an easy place to go.
Never.
I think we could generally agree with our bottom 3 though. That's almost identical.
Very.
Just the order is a little different, but you know, how are you gonna cut it? Those teams are definitely a cut below the rest. So let's jump to 33. I have Sparta Prague.
I have Sparta Prague in my 32nd. In my 33rd, I have Red Star Belgrade.
Okay. I have Crvena Zvezda a little higher. But I think I want to kind of let's see, where's Crvena Zvezda? There. I want to quickly just kind of that's a tough one for me.
It is.
I want to find who Sparta Prague have to play. Let's see this. Hold up. Sparta Prague. They're way lower. Cause
they're there.
Yeah, dude, look at those. Yeah. Inter, City, Atleti, Leverkusen. Now that might not be the order of them, but week 1 they have Salzburg, which is
at home. They could do it. Yeah.
If they get a result there, who knows? But 32nd, I had Monaco.
Really,
dude. So this is another thing. Watch. Monaco's knockout. Look, Barca, Inter, Benfica, Arsenal, Crvena Zvezda, Dinamo, Villa, and Bologna.
I honestly,
that's a really.
I have Monaco. I have Monaco a little higher up. We'll get into that a little later.
Okay.
But I can see them picking up points at home against Crvena Zvezda, away at Bologna, and then the game away at Dinamo could be a little iffy in Croatia, but I think they lose their pot 1 and pot 2 games.
Yeah, those pot 1, pot 2 games are.
But Benfica at home, Benfica aren't. They're okay. They're not bad. But again, I think that could be another game you can see a point, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they lose to Barca and to Arsenal. even at Villa at home, I don't think they not necessarily don't have a chance, but
I mean, something with Benfica. I wanted to find Benfica as well here because Benfica has a very tough run in.
yeah.
Barca, Bayern, Atleti, Juve, Feyenoord, Cervena, Zvezda, Bologna, Monaco is like that is a proper like Champions League group, I
Monaco
think.
also being in the top four does not make their life a lot easier, considering
No.
that they do have to play teams from the obviously pot one, pot
Mm.
2, 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't get to face. Not to disrespect, but they don't get to face your Slovan Bratislavas or Sturm Graz's young
Well,
boys.
they get to face them, but it's
Do they?
it. Well,
I didn't see their
it's
schedule fully.
well, they just didn't get drawn against them.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, they just
Well,
got
oh
the
yeah. Look at
two
that.
hard.
That's,
You got
yeah,
the two other
that's
hardest
not.
people in pot four, Villa and Bologna. So it's just like, yeah, they got a rough draw there. So 31st, who you got?
I have Dinamo.
Okay, I had Dinamo 30th. I have Brugge 31st.
I have Shakhtar 30th, Dinamo 31st.
Okay, I have Crvena Zvezda 29th, Shakhtar 28th. So it feels like this group is like, so Crvena Zvezda, Shakhtar, Dinamo, Zagreb, Brugge, Monaco, Sparta Prague, Sturm Graz, Slovan Bratislava, and Young Boys are like.
Very similar.
Can we agree that they're
very much, very much. I actually in my 29th have Bologna. I think the loss of Thiago Motta is huge. The loss of Joshua Zirkzee. I think their most important player, Riccardo Calafiori, the loss of him is, I think, bigger than Zirkzee. Maybe not as big as Thiago Motta, but they didn't really, they don't have anybody of key, in my opinion.
they had Delinga from Toulouse.
Is he a Champions League striker though?
Nah,
I think they can still make waves in
God.
the league, but when it comes to especially first year, I don't see it. You know what I mean?
I think the thing with Bologna that I mean,
And that's not an easy schedule. Look
no,
at that.
I think they're gonna suffer from it. I think they'll get knocked out because like I mean, when your home games are against teams like even Dortmund, Shakhtar, Lille, Monaco, that itself, those 4 home matches could have been a Champions League group like a few seasons
Absolutely.
back, and you would have been like, okay, like that's like maybe like a weaker of a Champions League group. But for a team like Bologna, who's making, I forget if it's their a bunch of teams are making their debut since the group stage even took place from before. And then some teams are just outright making their European debut, and I think Bologna is one of them. Or is it?
It sounds right.
I think Bologna and Girona are the 2 teams that it's like a total like Champions League debut, not debut, European debut. But regardless, Bologna, yeah, I have them 27th. I have Lille 26th.
I have Lille 28th.
Oh,
And 27th, I have Girona.
oh my God, dude! I have Girona like 14th.
Yeah. For me, I think they kept their coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very, very good part about like keeping the structure.
Yeah, true.
But then they went out and they lost some key players. They lost Alex Garcia out to Leverkusen. Artem Dobik is a big, big, big loss. And I think they're gonna attempt to make a name for themselves in Europe, but I look at those pot 1 and pot 2 games, and then those pot 3 games are not easy.
Dude,
I can see them picking up, the points against Bratislava and maybe Sturm Graz, but
can I read you my I have it broken down here for Girona. So for Girona, I went through all the teams and I've written like my predictions for the win losses and such like that. And for Girona, the opponents they have to face are as follows: Liverpool, PSG, Arsenal, Milan, Feyenoord, PSV, Slovan Bratislava, and Sturm Graz. I think it's gonna go win. So from Liverpool to Sturm Graz, this is the order.
yes.
Win, loss, draw, loss, win, loss, win, win. And,
Really?
And that puts them on 13 points,
That's interesting.
which would really put them in a solid spot. And admittedly, like you look at their squad,
It's a little lackluster.
Ooh, is that
Artem?
no way. No way.
No way. I didn't know that.
Oh dude, what is happening? Ah, he hates Everton and I love him for it.
Can you click see full squad, please?
Yeah, yeah. Pablo Ruiz.
So their midfield's
He's
Krejci. I know. Yeah,
yeah,
Krejci's not bad.
he's from
But
Sparta.
what I did like about them, they managed to keep Miguel Gutierrez as their left back, which is very big. Number 3 there. I think that was probably their most important player last year. So that's why, again, it's similar to Bologna, but I think they're in a better situation than Bologna. They'll still make waves in the league, but in the Champions League, again, they lost some key pieces. And when you really go to their attack, like their forwards, down.
Yeah.
Is Christian Stuani gonna lead you?
Yeah.
Brian Hill, he couldn't even make it on the bench at Tottenham. Is he gonna be the one?
I don't know.
Me personally, especially knowing their style, Liverpool at home, PSG away, Arsenal at home, Milan away. These aren't games you're gonna be able to control, and then even your fine words and PSVs, you try and control the game, they'll just they can play you out the park.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just think these matchups, like I think the top 4 are tricky, but I think they got like the better of the circumstance. Like I feel like you'd rather face PSG and Milan at San Siro and the Parc des Princes than Liverpool
Absolutely.
and Arsenal at the Emirates and Anfield. But at the same time, those bottom 4, the Dutch teams are tricky, but
I also really think they could pick up points. I don't think they'll pick up points at Feyenoord personally, but I can see them picking up points there. That PSV away game, what's that result for you?
I think I have it as a loss.
That's a very clear loss to me. I have PSV
Win, loss, draw, loss.
PSV I'll get on to later.
Win, loss, yeah.
I'll get on to PSV later. But that PSV away game, I think is going to be a very, very difficult. I wouldn't say their most difficult game, but one of.
Yeah.
I think top 3 for them.
I mean, they're going to have to deal with like Bakayoko and Tillman, and it's going to be tricky.
It's aside.
So that was what, 26?
27. 20.
Okay, 27.
What do you have in your 26?
Lille.
A Lille?
Yeah.
I have Brest. Same.
Okay.
I just don't think they can compete.
Those first matches are crazy.
Yeah.
First 3, difficult. But after that, it's a little more attainable. I think Shakhtar away, because they have Real Madrid, Barca, Leverkusen, Shakhtar. Those first 4, I think for me, the order I had their fixtures going is loss, draw. Yeah. And then a win against PSV, a loss to Salzburg, a win and a draw. I think they could get like points against like a Barca or a Shakhtar.
I really don't even think it's a problem with Brest's ability in the squad compared to Girona and Bologna, how they lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the fact it is their first every year, and I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
I think and I really do think it's just the fact of them adapting, because you want to try and keep that form up in the league. And then Jordan Amavi, wow.
Yeah, wow.
And Kenny Lala as their fullback.
He's only 30.
It's crazy.
Like,
but again, like you look, they have a Jorge. Jorge, he's a good player, but again, you don't have nobody of insane.
There's not a standout name here.
Yeah.
Maybe Sima, isn't he?
I think
I might have a mistake.
Maybe. But again, I think it's just going to be a thing of them adapting, more of them being like ridden on quality.
I suppose. I feel like Brest is definitely a good side to put there. I just feel like I feel like pot 3 to pot 4 matchups for them, PSV, Salzburg, Sturm Graz, Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
There's like something there, and then Shakhtar is like, I think they'll draw that game, but they could win it even, and it's like I feel like there's a bit of like almost like having both Real Madrid and Barca, and then also Leverkusen, like knowing you can wash those 3 games almost, and being like, hey, these are like the Champions League experience games, and then you have 5 games to go out and like contend. And really, like, because it's an 8-game like league format, you don't have to win like every one. Like, you win a couple and you draw a few, and like you could be in a spot to where you're in the playoffs. And for a team like Brest, that would be huge.
My final words on Brest is the fact that, again, they're adapting. Again, it's the club, not even most of the players and coaches. It's the club's first year in Champions League football. So I think European football in general.
Yeah, I
as a
think
matter of fact.
it's them not belonging.
So, I can really, again, they kept their pieces that they had last year, and if they stick together and keep playing how they did last year, they could be one of those teams that do just about creep into that 24th, 23rd position.
Yeah.
Me personally, it's not even really a fact that it's a quality fact. I'll say it like that. I think they're just not as good as the teams above them. But again, I can very much see them pulling off maybe an upset against PSV, or even getting a point somewhere. I don't know. I just I don't see it with them.
That's fair. So 25th. This is 25th spot is like the last team that you think will not be able to make it. Who do you have there?
Brugge.
Yeah, Brugge. I have Salzburg.
I have Salzburg just a little bit higher.
Okay.
But staying on the topic of 25th, Brugge, you pull up their schedule for me. I don't remember exactly.
Where are they at? Okay. Brugge, their matches are here.
Dortmund at home. It's a tough schedule, is what I can say at the least. It's not an easy schedule at all.
City's brutal. Brutal.
So I don't think they're a bad side at all. They did lose. I think that they had Antonio Nusa, correct? They did have Antonio.
I think
they sold him to.
They sell him.
He's at Leipzig currently, but I think they had Antonio Nusa.
They had him, yeah, for sure.
But Brugge is not a bad side. But again, it's that schedule which is really gonna mess them up, in my opinion.
Yeah, that it's not an easy run in of fixtures whatsoever. I mean, let me go back to the matches.
I think Brugge. Go ahead.
I think Dortmund, Villa, Juventus, Sporting, like, these are matchups on their own that are horrifically like tough clashes for Brugge on like a international level. But then you throw in City and it's just keys. Like, you can't.
Especially in the last match day. You want an easier opponent on the last match day.
You want City out the way, like first to second match where you can just be done with it. But yeah, I had Brugge a little lower in 30 first, because it like you said, it is such a tough schedule that I think they're gonna. What did I have them on? I had them on something stupid. I had them on 5 points.
Really?
Yeah, two draws and a win. And the wins against, like, God, I don't even know who it would be. Sturm Graz, yeah. It's like, who cares? Next, we would be moving into the 24th spot, which is the beginning of the unseeded knockout phase playoffs. 24th through 9th will face off in the knockouts. So we're going to start with who we think is going to kind of go and progress through on that front. My 24th is Feyenoord.
That's very fair. I have Feyenoord just a little bit above, but
yeah.
My 24th is Salzburg. You just had them. I think just you got them 25th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's that little game between those 4 or 5 positions from 24th above and below.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cat and mouse. All those teams could be in those spots, but I have Salzburg 24th. Feyenoord I have 21st, actually.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit above. I think they still have the quality in their team, but losing Arne Slot is big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they have quality in their squad. For me, it's just, I feel like if I look at their schedules, City, Bayern, Benfica, Girona, Leverkusen, Lille is Salzburg, even Sparta Prague. Like these aren't easy matches. I think they have the quality to qualify, but I think they'll just qualify and they'll be like in and around there. A lot of this, something I think I should stress is a lot of these teams for me when I calculated the points totals were like there's a few that are on like 7 points or 8 points or a few teams on like 14 points and like I think it really will come down to goal difference thing and the fact that you're up against like maybe a weaker team that you could put four past and you end up putting four past them, but your team, the opponents you faced in maybe someone who didn't face you or didn't face like a weaker opposition, they just weren't able to, so you qualify ahead of them.
Absolutely.
So in 23rd, I have Celtic.
I do too.
Okay, perfect. We could.
I do too.
I think they have like honestly like a squad that like
they looked very good in preseason.
Mhm.
Is what I'll say. And then again, Maeda.
Mhm.
They had this one guy who scored against Nicholas Kuhn, scored against City.
Right. Yeah.
He looked good against City. But Scotland going away to Scotland, whether it's Rangers, Aberdeen, and especially Celtic, never an easy game.
Wait, what?
What?
Is that?
That's him. Yeah, that's Casper.
When did they get Schmeichel, dude? Am I tripping?
Oh no, they did have him. He played. Yeah, I seen him.
I forgot about that. But dang.
Yeah,
That's not a bad.
And I think some of their home. Can you please go to their fixtures? Oh, they're right there on the left. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll do this for the viewer.
So Leipzig, Dortmund. I think a lot of their home games are very favorable for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll pick up wins there.
Atalanta and Villa and Dortmund their away fixtures are a lot. Like they got easy home games and tough away.
I can see them winning 3 of their 4 home games, dropping points to Leipzig. But Villa away is very difficult for a pot 4 game. Atalanta away, very difficult. Dinamo, I think Dinamo could be a little bit of a mix-up. When do they play Dinamo exact? A little later. Okay, so they can maybe get their form in.
It's the third to last game week.
Dinamo could be a little weird, but I think they get enough points from their home games to where they're like rather comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. So we had the same 23. Let's go for 22. I have PSV.
I have Monaco.
Okay. So I want to go back to Monaco because because maybe I'm not
Left.
Yeah, where are they? There they go. Maybe I'm not looking at their matches in the way that I mean, so Barca outright I think they're gonna lose. Maybe not though, because they are
Barca honestly have looked very good to start the in August, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But Barca is always a weird product because they start off hot and then all of a sudden something capitulates. I think, but I think they will probably lose that game. Dinamo away, I think they'll win. Sedo at home.
Yeah, these two are both.
I think
they win one in like.
I think that run of 4 they don't lose this from the 2nd of October to the 27th of November. They do not lose.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal away, that's hard.
These 3 are going to be tough.
Arsenal away is very difficult. Aston Villa that Aston Villa game is very interesting because the Premier League doesn't have winter breaks, and if they do, it's usually later January. I don't know exactly when it is this year.
Yeah,
but Aston Villa could be gassed by that point.
They will be.
And
then 8 days later they have. I think
Inter away. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's like a fine take, maybe, but it's just for me, some of these, like I just am not that familiar with their squad. I guess.
Signed Jordan Teze from I think it's PSV.
Dilo Kerr, Salisu.
Not a horrible defense.
Zakaria.
Alexander Golovin. I like him a lot.
Minamino.
Yeah.
Crepin Diata. Balogun.
That
Mbola.
That George I can't say his last name. George. We'll call him George for today.
Yeah, George I.
He played in Belgium, I'm pretty sure, and he could be one to watch. Maybe not this year. I don't know how much playing time he'll get, but he is definitely one to watch. I think he joined from Antwerp, if I'm correct.
Interesting.
So yeah.
So that was 22. Who do you have in 21?
Feyenoord.
Okay, you have Feyenoord. I had them 24.
We already talked about Feyenoord.
I had Brest in 21.
Yep.
Just because the schedule. Let's go to 20th. Who do you have in 20th?
I have Benfica.
I also have Benfica in 20th.
Very nice.
Benfica, let's see, where are they? I feel like Benfica is a side that if just a couple players stick through and stayed there, they would be.
I like their defense a lot.
Yeah, they have a really good. Let's look at their players first before we look at the games.
Antonio Silva, and then Thomas Araujo.
I like him a lot.
Basga. Jan Nicolas Beste.
Since when's Kabore on loan there?
Dude, Kabore has been everywhere, bro.
That's so wild to me that he's just like there. He was at Luton.
Yeah,
literally
he's
Luton.
Weird, and he's from the City Academy part. But Thomas Araujo, I wanna just he's an insane player for a defender on the ball, is I want to say. I think he can have a standout Champions League run. And then, but it's gonna be hard getting in over Antonio Silva, probably one of the most sought out young defenders in the world.
He's probably starting alongside Otamendi, I imagine.
And then a left back, Jan Nicolas Beste, was at Heidenheim last year, if I'm correct, and I think he was one of the best players.
Yeah, they have Kokshu.
Still Florentino, he's starting.
Yeah, Renato Sanchez returned. Akhtar Toglu. They got
you can never rely on Angel Di Maria.
Vangel Pavlidis was crazy for AZ.
AZ?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure it was AZ.
It was Team of Netherlands, that's all I know.
Yeah, he scored so many goals for them. It's actually insane.
Prestiani's a good young player too.
Yeah, they have some options.
It's Benfica. You'd expect a lot of good youth.
Yeah. Their matches, Crvena Zvezda, Atleti. I like how it just says Atleti. Atleti, Feyenoord, Bayern away.
That's hard.
Monaco away, Bologna home, Barca at home, and then Juve away. A bit of a tricky end, I think. These 4 fixtures aren't easy, especially like the locations for them. But I don't know. I think they'll scrape just enough points. 19th, I have Juventus.
I don't disagree with that. I have a little higher, but I have 19th. I have Sporting Lisbon.
Okay. I have them a lot higher. I have them in 11th. Let's look at Sporting, because I feel like from one Portuguese club to another, this will be a smooth transition. So straight up, I want to look at their squad again as well. They have
Usman Diomande,
Inacio Diomande.
Zeno de Bas is good. Eduardo Quaresma also not. It's a very good back line.
Yeah, they got a good back line. Matias Reis, Chalvez in the midfield.
Humand, Morita's good. But I think we know what man we want to talk about here.
Yeah. Victor Gyökeres.
I think he's the second most lethal striker in the world right now.
He had a really good season with them last year.
And he's still killing it.
Yeah, he's been carrying some great form for the last couple seasons since Coventry City. I'm shocked he didn't get a move this summer. Him alongside like Goncalves, Edwards, Nuno Santos getting mixed into the fray there. Even Trincao, I think that just like provides oppositions. And when you let's look at their matches real quick. Lille, PSV, Sturm Graz, City at home, Arsenal at home.
Ooh.
Brugge away, Leipzig away. They have like a favorable setup.
They've had history with Arsenal too, but
I think they'll beat them.
I think what Sporting is maybe one of those teams that could be a lot higher for me, but just didn't. For whatever reason, when I was making the list, just didn't make the fold.
Yeah,
I think as much as we can talk about the players, the coach, Ruben Amorim,
that continuity.
that I'm surprised he's still there. after him being linked with Liverpool, him being linked with Chelsea, him
West
being
Ham.
that West Ham
That
link was a little random. But
that
yeah,
was,
even West Ham, I'm surprised he's still there. But he's kept his same squad. He's
Mhm.
still has Gyökeres, Diomande. His midfield is still identical,
yeah.
and he plays a very rigid structure,
hmm
which is what you need in Champions League. And I think, again, I think he could.
He's definitely a cup. Like he gives me that vibe of being like a cup manager that'll like grind out a result need be,
Yes,
and
but I can
he
also
has the
see
tools
him.
for it.
I can also see him like. They face Sturm Graz, am I correct?
Yes, away in
Away.
Austria.
He's one of those two games against City and Arsenal. I think that's where the rigid structure could come in. But then he also has the ability to put it on with, as in like being able to get 4 goals in a game.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
especially
Run up
if
the
you're
count a
Gyökeres.
bit.
You feed Gyökeres 1 or 2 chances, you'll get a goal.
I agree. That's true. So that was what 19th.
Yes.
So let's do the next 2 spots, which would be the end of this unseeded playoff phase. Which all that means is you have to host the first leg of the knockout with whoever you're tied against. I don't know how it goes if it means like 24th faces 9th and 23rd faces 10th and
I
etc.
think there's a draw.
There might be a draw. They
It's a
love
draw.
the draw, so there'll probably be a draw. I wouldn't mind another draw just for the fun of it. But in 18th, so who do you have? Let's do both. Who do you have 18th and 17th? So the bottom, well, the top of this, and just missing out on the seeded part of the fate.
18th Stuttgart, 17th PSV.
I have 18th Leipzig, 17th AC Milan.
Leipzig that low, really?
Yeah, I want
Really?
I want to look at their fixtures because I want to make the argument. Oh, whoa.
You had
Whoa,
both of the.
whoa.
Do you have Stuttgart higher? Correct.
Do I have Stuttgart higher?
Then 18th.
Yeah.
We'll get to Stuttgart later. PSV you have lower, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about PSV.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm trying to find the I just like lost track of everything. Everything's gone now. This is not good. Table. More. Oh, teams, right? Teams. That's all I wanted. Okay. Beats me. Who did we want? We wanted
Leipzig.
Leipzig. So their squad, very good squad. Gulashi, quality goalie.
Dear Truda.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. That's kind of crazy. Damn. RP, what was it? Feyenoord?
Yeah. Fine.
Orban,
Yeah.
Bichiabu,
Castello Lukeba.
yeah.
A player.
Raum, Heinrichs, Elif Almas, Nusa, Haidara, Simmons, Saywald, Baumgartner, Vermeeren. It's a good midfield. Campo, really good midfielder. I mean, that's a good front line. I just feel like
Yeah, Benjamin Šeško and Luis Openda themselves.
and even Poulsen and Silva off the bench against weaker opposition, but I want to look at their matches real quick. Yeah, this is why
It's not easy.
so they Sturm Graz and Celtic, I think, are the only two that I think they should be winning. Like that they're like the hard favorite to win. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches where you're the underdog at the Wanda Metropolitana is awful. Like getting to face Juve and Liverpool at home is easy, but then you have to go to Scotland and Milan, and Sporting and Aston Villa will be tough.
I do have some. Since on topic of Leipzig, I do have them in 10th.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
what am if you can go up, please, is for that. I think that first game against Atleti is going to be a bit of a dogfight.
Yes.
I think that could be ended in a draw. I think they beat Juventus, and I think we'll have to see how Liverpool adjusts because again they didn't sign anybody, which is big.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
true.
big for me.
Yeah, that is true.
So we'll set to see we have another month from the day of recording.
I had them losing these first two matches and then drawing with them, losing there, but then winning the rest. Or winning and drawing.
I have them
Drawing with
beating
Villa.
Villa at home, which is I think the big one.
I think they beat Sporting, Celtic, and Sturm Graz and they draw to Villa.
I think they beat Villa because of where do I have Villa? We'll get into Villa very soon. But I have that's when the Premier League really starts to heat up in that mid-December area, and they face them December, I think 16th.
Let's quickly look at who'd you have 17th?
I had PSV.
Okay, we talked about PSV.
I had Stuttgart and PSV. Yeah, we talked a bit about PSV.
I have AC Milan. Who do we want to talk about? We could let's do Stuttgart because I have Stuttgart a little higher at 12th. Stuttgart
at the bottom.
Is it VFB? Yeah, that's why. Okay, Stuttgart. Squad is they still have their same manager, if I'm not mistaken. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. These Burnley players,
they got some crazy moves.
I don't know what their agents are cooking up over in Burnley.
Company, Odober, Aldakil, like these dudes hit the greatest.
Company is still a wonder to me.
But Sturgio, he's a good shout. Zagado. They have some
the defense is no standout names, but solid.
Yeah.
Angelo Stieler, number 6. That's the engine of that team, and he's good.
I was really impressed by Reader at the Euros. I don't know.
Enzo Mio, Demirovic, not too bad.
Llewellyn.
Dennis Undav. But again, I think the thing is Sebastian Hannes.
Yeah. Keeping him is huge.
I think he is one of my favorite, like, under the radar managers in the world.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. And you look at the matches for Stuttgart. If I'm not mistaken, the form running's bad. And sure, you got Real Madrid, but like Sparta Prague's a winnable match. Juve away isn't easy, but Juve is one of those sides that you just never know against. Atalanta will be tough. Like I think Atalanta at home is harder than Juve away almost, just because Gasparini's got them like in a rhythm. Crvena Zvezda away will be a little tricky, but then it's Young Boys, Bratislava, and then PSG at home, which while it is a hard clash, I think it's something that they could easily put to bed. Okay, so let's move to do you want to talk about PSV real quick or
I do have some things to say about PSV.
Let's talk about them.
We could. I think my main thing with PSV is the fact that they score goals, man. Like they go out and they score goals. They scored a lot of goals, especially in the first month of the season, and they kept a lot of their key pieces from last year.
Yep.
Johan Bakayoko, that is the key man. And then you have Luke De Jong, experienced. He's been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, you know, you even look at midfield, you have Jordi Schouten, Joey Veerman, Malik Thielman. It's a solid team all around.
Mm-hmm. That front, like, I don't know what formation they outright play because I'm not watching the Dutch league week in, week out. But, like, that, like, even just looking at, like, this, like, front, like, 6 of, like a Noah Lang, Bakayoko, Luke De Jong.
Chukwueze at the bottom. You didn't see that?
Oh, I didn't.
That's crazy.
I forgot about him. Yeah, he would start over at Long, but you'd have Lozano, Bakayoko, De Jong, Veerman, Schouten, Thielman. Like that 6.
Can I see the defense, please? I'm sorry.
Boscagli,
That's not bad defense.
Dest, Karsdorp, Dorp. It's
okay. But again, I think they're more of a we're gonna try and outscore you, more of a we'll sit back team. And their schedule in the middle, I think it's a bit more favorable.
Juve's tough. PSV and Sporting is fairly equal clash. That'll be hard. Girona, they could maybe beat Shakhtar, probably. Brest. Yeah, the middle's easy.
The middle, yeah. I think they'll pick up some points in the middle.
The ends will be a little tougher. Once they get past PSG, it'll be a lot easier. So let's move into 16th place. This is right here, the teams that would advance to the seeded part of the playoffs, basically meaning you would host the second leg of the knockouts. In 16th, who do you got?
Europa League winners, Atalanta.
Okay, I have Atalanta a bit higher. Holy cannoli, I have them way higher.
We'll get on to Atalanta later.
Okay.
We'll do Atalanta later.
I have Aston Villa.
I have Aston Villa 15th.
Okay, we could talk about Villa now.
Villa, I think Villa will be the team of the turn. Well, team of the fans, team of the league phase, I guess you want to call it. I think at home they'll provide some games, man.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Who are these guys?
I think they're all youngsters.
No, I know, but like, dude, no one else had this many.
It's weird.
That they've like brought the battalion, bro. They got like 4 backup. Okay, continue.
But I was gonna say, I think they'll be at home. You know, they're immense. Villa Park honestly might be one of the hardest places to play in Europe, let alone in England. And then you take that with Unai Emery and the knowledge and the experience and the winningness he has in European competitions.
Yeah.
You put it together. The only reason I don't have him higher is just because, again, adjustment. That's a key word for a lot of people, or a lot of teams, not people, I'm sorry. And in the Premier League, you need depth on depth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game right there. That could be a great game.
Be a huge
game. But that middle spell could be a little easier. Yeah.
I think they're gonna be begging to God to just get past Juve, and then these three will do it. That is hard.
But I think having Celtic at home could be a good game for them.
Yeah.
Especially, I think that's directly after the winter break. Usually, again, the winter break's third week of January, I like to say. So, Villa could be a very interesting side. I think they'll be very entertaining to watch, especially at home. And again, Unai Emery, and the players, you know.
He's going to get a lot out of this squad for sure. Champions League or Premier League or any other competition. 15th. Who do you have in 15th?
Villa.
Oh, you said Villa. That's right.
What do you have?
Arsenal.
Really?
Yeah.
That might be the most controversial one so far, and maybe the entire one.
Okay, listen. Let me walk you through this.
Really?
Arsenal. I went through and I looked at Arsenal's lineups. Arsenal. I'm trying to find them. They got to be somewhere on the first page. This is okay. So let me find them here because that's how I formatted it. So Arsenal has PSG, Inter, Shakhtar, Atalanta, Dinamo, Sporting, Monaco, and Girona. I put down win, draw, win, loss, draw.
Draw at the bottom is a little.
It's a little shaky maybe, but I feel like
Can I see their matches in order?
Yes. So Atalanta, I basically predicted for them.
They don't have Odegaard for that game, I'm pretty sure. Odegaard's
he's out. That's a brutal. That's big. That's bad. Listen, Gasperini is like
this Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn. PSG at home. That's
it's not an easy match.
But they do get a little bit of a breather, which is nice for them.
Inter is crazy. Then Sporting away, Monaco at home.
I think this is when they start to pick up, though.
Yeah.
I think that
after Inter.
Yeah. I think Sporting could be a bit of a difficult game.
I think they lose that. outright.
I
That's
think
why
I
they're
think
so
it's a
low for
draw,
me.
but then like having Monaco at home is big for them.
Yeah.
I think having Dinamo instead of Monaco, switching those two
Oh,
games a
that'd
bit
be
more.
perfect. That would look wonderful for them.
But even then, I think they still. I have them a lot higher up.
That's fair.
That's not a bad take though.
I just
It's
feel
not
like they're
horrible.
gonna. I look at it and I'm like, these first. So Atalanta outright. I forgot Odegaard was honestly gonna be out for that. I thought even with Odegaard, they're gonna lose. Atalanta has like a very specific way of approaching sides that like to play on the forward foot, like to be a possession like oriented side, and like it's not easy, especially away from home.
You see,
I've witnessed
we've
it.
seen that, and
Um,
especially in the Europa League final, I think most people did watch that game.
yeah,
Wow, it was
Like,
what a performance.
especially against a team like Leverkusen with that kind of momentum. Like, no offense to Arsenal, but like Leverkusen had like the most like amazing run of like a Bundesliga campaign
Yeah.
ever. Nearly the most perfect season.
I think that would have been the best
Ever.
season of all time.
Yeah, I think it's still in my
We-
eyes is like
we-
in terms of like there's an argument you can make of like how quality that run they went on was, and it's the best. I think it's the best run ever. Maybe not best season.
We both clearly have Leverkusen a little higher. We'll get into them at Atalanta
Yes,
a little
yes.
later.
Yes, we're rambling. But Arsenal, 15th for me. Who do you got in 14th?
Borussia Dortmund, Champions League finalists. You?
Where? Okay, I have Dortmund way higher.
Really?
Way higher. I have I'm sorry. I was looking for Borussia. I just wrote down Dortmund for them for some reason. 14th I have Girona.
Interesting.
I think I mean we talked about them, but
Yeah.
we don't got to harp. 13th.
AC Milan.
Okay, do you want to talk about Milan for a bit?
Yeah, we skipped Milan.
We did skip them. We'll get back to Dortmund as well later, but let's talk about Milan for a bit. You have them in 13th. I have them in 17th. So you think they're gonna get seeded? I think unseeded. I love what I just want to look at their squad real quick.
Their
And
squad's so nice to look at.
I wanna just like discuss who they bought. Magnan, Hernandez. They didn't buy them obviously.
They've had
but
something weird though going on with Leao and Theo.
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
I don't know what the situation is exactly.
there's something about the coach. I forget.
Fonseca.
Yeah, he's having some issues with them. Strahinja Pavlovic is one of the craziest signings that they could have made.
Very
He's a
good. Him and
great-
Tomori.
Yeah.
Scary.
And then that midfield, man, Benacer,
Reinders, he
Fofana.
especially for in the Euros, he's been very good for Holland.
Mhm.
He's good.
And then that front line is really exciting. Morata, Leao, Pulisic, Okafor, Chukwueze.
Francesco Camarada, 16 years old.
I mean, dude,
Tammy Abraham on loan as well.
they got him on loan. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, I didn't even see him. But like, honestly, this is a side that I think should be like anything lower than. If they don't qualify, I think both of us would agree. Like Milan would be in a really, really. That'd just be a failure, straight up, outright. Tough run-in. Tough
First two
run-in.
games, tough.
They're losing both of those, I think. Yikes, Real Madrid.
But yeah, okay. Then it starts to pick three very difficult games, but then the rest are, I think, very favorable. for
Yeah,
them.
and Brugge they'll probably win against. So, not the worst. Who's next? It's
12th.
12th. I have Stuttgart.
I have Juventus.
You want to talk
Um,
Juve?
Yeah, we talked about Stuttgart a little bit already. You had Juve lower, a lot lower.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think they're so low? That's my thing.
So Motta's come in, and I know like a little bit about Motta, like from what he's done with Bologna, but beyond that, like I don't know like too much. So I was looking at their their matches, and I just feel like some of these matches are really difficult. I think Stuttgart, Leipzig, PSV, even Aston Villa, City, Benfica. These aren't easy matches, and while they have a squad that's really like it's decent, right? The back line, it's not the best back line we've seen in Juventus history, but Bremer, Gatti, Danilo, they've been really good. The midfield has gotten better with the addition of Koopmeiners. He's one of my favorite
Koopmeiners,
midfielders.
Locatelli, and Capron, and Douglas Luiz.
Bro, and you can't forget about Arthur. Arthur
A
Melo.
Liverpool legend, huh?
Yeah.
But that meant
Douglas Luiz, Thuram,
Fagioli,
Yeah.
Weston McKennie. Even they try to get rid of him, but even him, he's not bad at all.
No, yeah, for sure. They got some depth there. Then they have Conceição, Vlahovic.
This attack is very weird.
It's wonky, right? Like I was looking at the attack.
Dusan Vlahovic,
on his day,
he's weird because it seems like they want to get rid of him, but again, he seems like a great striker. They just signed Nico Gonzalez, but Kenan Yildiz, I think, is the main man for them.
Yeah. I just feel like I look at this front line and there's not enough goals in it for me. Like these guys are probably talented. I just feel like there's gonna be I'm trying to visualize like Thuram, Luiz, and like Koopmeiners playing in a midfield three or like in the midfield like trying to feed balls to these guys, and it doesn't like compute. Maybe Conceição running onto stuff. It's gonna be tricky, you know.
I really don't know. I'm not Thiago Motta.
Yeah,
but selling for Federico Chiesa is for that cheap, especially. I honestly would have rather just give him another year. If he's good, extend him later on.
I mean, they got way out there now.
But that's not key. They don't have a runner in there. Like
I know. I was just joking.
They just don't have a runner. Like you said, who are they gonna feed those through balls to?
Yeah,
Fede Chiesa was that man. They didn't go out. They were in for Sancho, and even Sancho wasn't the type of profile that I'm talking about currently.
Yeah,
but I think they'll struggle to score goals, but I think they'll control games. I think that's what will happen.
Who do you have in 13th?
Milan. Well, we were just on 12th. We're on 11th now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, 12th. My bad.
12th, I had Juve. 11th,
I have Sporting.
Atletico Madrid.
Okay, I have Atleti 9th.
You want to talk about Atleti? We were talking about Sporting.
Yes. So Atleti, I have 9th, which would mean they'd just miss out on they miss out on automatic qualification. Everyone knows Atleti. I mean, Oblak, Jimenez, Aspi, Lenormand's a huge pickup, like massive addition to them. Will continue to provide that backline with much needed longevity.
Spent a lot of money this summer.
Yeah,
as well.
Gallagher, DePaul, Koke.
Even their homegrown talents such as Barrios and Riquelme.
Yeah, and then where's oh there he is, Lorente. Then that front line. I mean, Griezmann, Sorloth, Correa, Alvarez, and that's Simeone's son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'd have to assume so, right?
Right, I imagine like some kind of nepo baby, but
very solid.
Very solid squad. I think their matchups aren't the easiest, without a doubt. Leipzig at home, Benfica away, Lille at home, PSG away, Sparta Prague away, Bratislava at home, Leverkusen at home, and Salzburg away.
I do think, though, that Atleti is the one side in which, if you are Atleti, you do not mind the hard away games, such as that PSG away game.
No.
Because everybody knows Atleti, if you're a footy fan.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to grind you. They're going to grind you out.
Yep.
And that's why they're so good. And that's why everybody hates playing them, no matter who you are.
They have, I feel like, the most, like, experience. Like you can make an argument, like, Real Madrid have the most experience because they've won the most, like, stuff. But if you look at every team right now, besides maybe, like, City, there's no team here that has the same level of, like, added compounded like experience and like just chemistry that Atletico has. I mean, players like Koke and Griezmann and like Jimenez, like they've been.
You still have Koke?
Yeah.
Was he there? I didn't see him.
Yeah, I'll find him.
He was. Oh.
Yeah, Koke.
Why would I think Koke is gone? Okay.
Yeah.
Samuel Lino's not bad either.
Yeah, they have some options. And I think that they'll be a surprise package. 10th place. Who do you got?
Already talked about them. RB Leipzig.
Okay, I have Liverpool.
I have Liverpool in 8th.
Favorable guess. We could talk about the Reds now.
I'll go first because I know you have a lot to say about Liverpool.
Yeah,
So
say your piece.
I'd like to let you go. Very tough schedule. I think honestly probably one of the toughest in the entire competition. But I think that, again, this is a downfall, and a good thing about them is the fact that they do have the same squad. So a lot of players know each other, and I think Slut Ball has looked good so far. Maybe not today.
Not today.
But anyways, Anfield, I feel like no matter what, no matter who comes there, Liverpool, no matter 3-0 down or 4-0 up, they'll pick up a result. You feel like no matter what. And I just think they'll just edge some games.
Yeah.
Such as maybe that Leverkusen game, maybe that Madrid game. Even though Madrid is your kryptonite.
Yeah.
And I just...
Thankfully, those games are at home.
Liverpool also have the Champions League pedigree to where...
You expect them to get through. Yeah. I don't... The thing for me is... Like, I look at this Liverpool lineup and... Well, of the matches, and it's like... There's never going to be a lull in it, so to speak. Like, even Lille at home is something that I look at and I'm like, damn, that's going to be a tough game. And part of it has to do with the fact that Liverpool, like we've said earlier, haven't spent at the level we expect them to. And, like, now Harvey's out. Harvey's not back until at least, he'll miss these first 3 games. So that's already a huge blow. And it's not like he's going to start, but like we've talked about, quantity is a quality in and of itself, right? So, like, having, like, this strength in numbers would help Liverpool if they had, like, someone who could come in and play as, like, if they just had somebody waiting in the wing to be able to replace a lot of these players. It's a very tight squad, though, and, yeah, I just feel like when I went through and looked at Liverpool's stuff, like, I see them kind of losing the first and last games of the league phase and then winning and drawing throughout, like, within the middle. And yeah, I could see it just being a bumpy ride. Let's move on to 9th. Who do you have at the last spot to close out the knockout phase playoffs?
I have Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen. Okay, I have Atletico Madrid. So we want to talk about Bayer?
Let's do it.
Bayer Leverkusen.
I have them in 9th. Again, they kept everything about their squad that they want to keep. Xabi Alonso was the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then being able to keep Florian Wirtz, being able to keep Jeremy Frimpong, even adding in Alex Garcia, as we're seeing, and then Victor Boniface. He was injured for a lot of last year, which is very interesting to see how he's going to come back and fit into the team. But again, you kept everybody. You even added on some pieces.
Terrier, what?
Yeah, Terrier is an interesting addition.
Mm-hmm.
And they even kept their defense, I'm pretty sure. And Tapsoba, Grimaldo, Hincapié. Jonathan Tah was rumored to leave a lot, which is. But again, you keep that team, but I think it's gonna be a bit more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Down to earth season. Last year, everybody sees you as the big dogs. You lost one game all year, and it was the Europa League final. And I think now,
flying high.
Yeah, they're flying high, but I think now they'll be brought down to earth a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
It's not even down to them a bit. It's about the teams ahead of them and just do have a bit more quality than them, I think.
Yeah.
That's just what I think personally.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I have Leverkusen a lot higher. I had Atletico in 9th. We talked about them for a bit. Now we could talk about 8th. 8th place would be the team that would be at the bottom of the automatic qualification to the round of 16. They'd be seeded for that. And they'll face off against the winners from this 9th through 24th knockout phase. So in 8th, do we want to maybe do like a 1-for-1? So like
We could.
just go up all the way.
We could.
Video's already kind of long. So 8th, I have Inter.
I have Liverpool.
Okay. I think very favorable, but I'll take it. 7th, I have Barca.
Exactly where I have them. 7th place for Barcelona.
6th, I have Atalanta.
Interesting. PSG for me.
Okay. Yeah, PSG was 13th for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we say that?
I think we skipped 13th. We must have. It's been a long video.
Oh, that's fine. PSG 13 is interesting.
Yeah.
5th, I have Bayern Munich.
5th, I have Dortmund. Yeah.
Interesting.
Their ties aren't that tough, I don't think.
4th, Arsenal.
Always 4th. They always do finish 4th. 4th, I have Leverkusen.
That's not. It's not bad.
You know, like they could win a lot.
3rd, I have Inter.
3rd, I got Bayern.
2nd, Real Madrid.
I have City.
And then 1st, Pep
Yep.
Guardiola. If there's a league to play, there's a league to win.
That is true. I feel like when I went through, I had all 3 of Real Madrid, City, and Bayern on 24 points because
That's right.
I think they're gonna win everything. I think Bayern will keep up that whole undefeated in like the group phase thing, and I think Real Madrid and City are.
I
Just
think
gonna be
my
untouchable.
my one take I have on any of those teams is Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will struggle at first. Just maybe I think they'll get the results off as they always do, something miraculously, right?
Mhm.
But then I think they'll struggle, especially in the leagues. Maybe they'll lack in a game or two. But then again, as Madrid do in the knockouts, you'll see them start firing. Mbappe's going to start scoring goals. Vinny, don't even get me started. Rodrigo.
Yeah.
We don't have to start on that. Everybody knows about Real Madrid.
Yeah. I think
Atalanta. I do want to talk about Atalanta.
let's talk about Atalanta for sure. Gasparini's side should be one of the most feared sides in Europe. If you
Especially as a big side.
yeah, did they add him this season? Or
Yeah, I think they did. They had Carnesecchi and Musso last year.
Yes. Wow, he's someone that
Yeah.
Leverkusen lost. But yeah, so
Who? Ben Godfrey?
oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
That honestly, dude, they got some crazy names in defense. The midfield is really where it's at, though, bro. The Rune,
Oh,
Ederson,
I forgot about Lazar.
Bacelic.
Then that attack. They don't have Skamaka. Where? Oh, I think he tore his ACL. I think Skamaka tore his
Oh
ACL.
yeah, he might not be.
He's not registered.
Yeah. Either way, I think Gian Piero Gasparini is like his thing is like he clearly gets a lot out of his players and gets like a lot more out of them than most other coaches would. Just look at David Zappacosta or Sead Kolashina. It's like these aren't guys like even like I feel like I don't know. I feel like you look at like Ademola Lookman. Like where would he be getting PT like that and playing at such a level that like he absolutely torched Leverkusen at the end of the Europa League last season, you know? So I think a lot of that will carry over. I think they're a side that, like you said, though, they're going to have to kind of like get brought up to speed. Because once they start playing like week in, week out, and they're playing at the highest level against the highest level teams, those injuries will start to pick up. And this isn't a side that looks like they could take like an injury crisis. Like injure 6 random players on this list, and I think they'd be.
I think in a league format, they could struggle, but when it comes to just game by game, they're not a team you want to face at all.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. They're terrifying. The absolute boogeyman of Serie A and football just generally right now. And this run-in, It's not an easy run-in, but it's a fun run-in for sure, dude. Look at that. You get both Real Madrid and Barca.
Is there anybody else? I think City doesn't need to be said about. Madrid, we already spoke
City,
about.
Bayern, I feel like are
Inter, I think Inter Bayern, I think are very
self-explanatory for the most part. Yeah.
Barca is also self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, I think that's that. Unless
PSG. I want to
PSG.
hear your take on
You want to
PSG.
hear my
Actually,
take on
yes,
PSG?
yes, I do.
Okay. So we skipped over PSG for some reason, accidentally.
13th place we skipped over.
Yeah, skipped over. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Lucas Hernandez, Skriniar, William Pacho, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, Kangan Lee, Zaire Emery, João Neves, Gonçalo Ramos, Dembele, Asensio, Desiree Doué, Colomwani, Barcola, and Baye. I want to look at their matches real quick because this is definitely a match thing. So I was looking at their matches. Girona at home, I think they win. Arsenal away is a little more difficult. Maybe they get a draw, but I don't know if they get an away win there. Then they have PSV at home, which they should win, but could be a tricky match. This match, I think they're gonna outright lose. I think Atleti is gonna pull like an upset in like the dying minutes, and it's just gonna piss off PSG, and it's gonna be like Griezmann scoring or something. Watch, it'll be like just a Frenchman scoring in Paris. And then they got Bayern. It's like so I think even just 1, 2, 3, having those three is like way harder than most other teams. But they also have Salzburg away, and they have City, and they also have Stuttgart. You know, I just look at that. I'm like, that looks like hell. This 1, 2, 3, 4 match. Half their matches are matches that I think they outright are like gonna lose.
My take on PSG could be a little controversial. I think without Kylian Mbappe, they are a better team. Maybe not a better squad, but a better team. I don't know what the word. The bringing up of Bradley Barcola so far this season. He's been immense for them, scoring every single game almost, I think. And then even having Randall Colomwani, Ousmane Dembele, that's a great French front three. Zaire Emery, João Neves, and even Fabian. That's a midfield three. And the Enrique system.
Yeah, no, they've got the players to play.
The players are good, and especially it's Enrique's second season, correct?
Yeah.
And once Enrique gets a system, and especially without just something about Kylian Mbappe, I think, just brought them down. Now everybody else can be freed from that shadow. I think you can see PSG explode a little bit, and I think you can see them again very much dominating these lower games.
Yeah, I think the big games
could struggle.
Sore thumbs.
I think
they might even drop points against. If they say drop points against Stuttgart and these big games go about as bad as we can expect them to, they're in a weird spot. Maybe not like they don't qualify, just a little lower.
Yeah, that's about it. I have to say PSG.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below with your predictions for who will top the league phase format of the Champions League, the new format that they've announced for this season and beyond. Thank you so much for joining me. Comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and like the video if you enjoyed. I'm Sideline Sedo. This was my friend Edward. Thank you so much for joining. Peace.